Hey viewers, my name's Kara, and this is going to be another video response in Brendan's chain video response experiment. We really need a shorter name for that. But this one is going to be a video response to TheVioletKat and her question about no religion, no spirituality. So I just changed up my hair a little bit just to differentiate from the other video so it looks a little different. This question intrigued me because Kat said that she really grew up with pretty much everybody having some kind of religion or spirituality, and so she doesn't really know a lot of people who are the opposite. And I happen to have some people very close to me who are non-religious, non-spiritual people. So I did speak to a couple of them. Well, I didn't speak to them, I chatted with a couple of them about this. And I have spoken with them about it before, but I wanted to ask them specifically in relation to this. So the question was, what do we think non-religious and or non-spiritual people are missing, if anything? So first of all, let me tell you who I know. My boyfriend, the guy that I've been dating for over a year now, he is an atheist. I have another pretty good male friend who identifies more as humanist. He kind of goes with the more philosophical approach of it. I have a close friend who traveled to England with me last spring who is an atheist. And the girl who was my roommate recently is non-religious in that she doesn't have a religious practice yet, but we think we've determined, I was talking to her about this, she considers herself spiritual because she is concerned with such matters and she wants to find out what she believes, but she's kind of in a confused, seeking type state. So those are the people that I'm going off of, basically. And I wasn't able to talk to my humanist friend recently, but the others I did. So I've talked to them in the past, especially the atheists, my boyfriend and my other friend, because there are a lot of stereotypes about atheists and how they must be really sad, depressed people and all this other stuff. Hi, Gina. My cousin is trying to sneak through. So I've talked to them about that just to get their opinion, and of course it's all just like, well, that's ridiculous. So I was trying to think for myself, what do I think they're missing, if anything? And the only thing I could come up with was that I think they're missing the having to worry about who's judging them and whether they're going to heaven or hell and things like that. They don't have to worry about that. So I mean, it's missing, but it's kind of a positive thing to be missing, in my opinion. I asked my boyfriend, and he just straight up said, tell them I ain't missing nothing. I asked my other friend, who went to England with me, what does she think there is to be missing? Like, what do religious and spiritual people supposedly have that she doesn't? She said she guesses that it's probably comforting to feel that you're going to see the people that you love again in an afterlife, or it could be comforting to think that someone is always watching over you, but for her that just always seemed silly, and she just prefers to take one day at a time. And so, again, it's just kind of the same thing I said, where they're just missing having to worry about all that stuff because it doesn't concern them. They're not worried about what's happening later. They're not worried about what's happening on other planes, in other areas of existence. They just don't have to worry about who's judging them because they judge themselves day by day, and that's it, and that's all there has to be. And I brought up to them the idea that a lot of people think atheists are amoral because if they don't have a religion, how did they learn any morals? And that's absolutely preposterous. And it just comes from people and being a good person and seeing in the world what's right and wrong. And you, as my boyfriend put it, you do not need religion to know what's right or wrong. But then switching gears to my ex-roommate, who doesn't have a religious practice, she was actually brought up Unitarian Universalist, but I guess her individual church didn't do as much with teaching the kids in the religious education program about other religions. She said they just kind of had little discussion groups, but she didn't really get much out of it. Whereas at the church that I'm going to, they really do teach the kids what different religions believe, and they give them an opportunity to look at it and say, do I agree with that? Do I not agree with that? And so they kind of get an idea of what their personal beliefs are. My roommate didn't get that at her particular church. So she's really kind of in between. So her story is very unique, and I love her. And so what she said she is missing is just feeling like she's part of a community. She looks at other people like me and our other friends, and she has several pagan friends, and her boyfriend is Catholic, and we have several other Catholic friends, other denominations of Christian. We have Jewish friends, and I can't really pick out any other. I think we have some Buddhist friends, and obviously humanist and things like that. So she sees all these other people. She sees us, you know, on our path, kind of already knowing what area our beliefs lie in, and she just feels like she's missing out on that because she hasn't reached that point yet. So what she's missing I guess, in my words, is just having a little bit of the security in kind of a path, because there was a girl at my school who told me that she was really interested in paganism and she was interested in joining our UU club and going to the meetings because I made it sound fun or whatever, but she really didn't want to go because she didn't want to know what she believed, because then she would no longer be seeking. And I just had to kind of be like, what? Because I don't understand that. Because I've been on the same path for about a decade now, and I mean, I know the general area of where my beliefs lie, but I'm still always learning things about that. So I think that my roommate and I will always constantly be learning no matter where we are, and she is constantly learning now, and so am I, even though I have the direction. What she is missing is just the direction and feeling like she knows kind of what her beliefs mean. So we're going to be trying to explore that together. But in conclusion, I guess, I think people who have decided that they have no religion, no spirituality, no belief in any kind of higher power, any outside force ever, I think that those people are not missing anything, because for them there is nothing to miss. That's just, it's how they operate. I truly do not feel that my boyfriend is missing anything. I don't feel that my friend is missing anything. But for people like my roommate who are still seeking, they are seeking because they feel that something is missing, even without knowing what. And I didn't get to talk to my humanist friend, but I don't feel that he's missing anything either, because he has a very strong grasp of his philosophies and his beliefs about the world, and he also knows a lot of pagans and a lot of people of other spiritualities and religions, and he learns from all of that. And so I definitely don't feel that he's missing anything, because he just has access to all of this stuff. Whatever they want, they got. And if they don't want any of it, then they don't want any of it, but they're not missing anything. So I hope that was helpful or interesting in some way. And I forgot what question I wanted to ask. Oh, it was about yoga. Okay, I was doing yoga last night, and I wanted to ask, and I want to make this able to be answered by people who don't do yoga. Oh, now I remember. Okay, I have a favorite yoga pose. It's not one of the ones that looks the most impressive or, takes the most work to get there. It's just a pose that really just feels good to me, and I can just really feel my shoulders stretching, and I carry a lot of tension in my shoulders and my back and the back of my neck, this whole area. And so this particular pose just really stretches all that out and just makes me feel good. My question is, if you do yoga, what is your favorite pose? And it doesn't have to be because of that. It can be because it's really cool and you're so happy that you finally mastered this difficult pose or whatever. But so what is your favorite pose? And if you don't do yoga, what is your favorite stretch? Because I think most people can at least relate to that, like stretching, doing all this other kind of stuff, just what is your favorite stretch? Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye. I waved too early. That's what that was. Bye. Oh wait, Kat, I totally forgot. I just did a video response to Brendan's question about tarot cards, and I showed all the three different decks of cards that I have for the cards I was talking about, and I also set aside Temperance so that you could see a couple more illustrations of what different decks use. So this is the Running Press Mini Tarot Kit. This is what Temperance looks like in that deck. It's got 2 vessels, and they're equally distributed, so you can't really tell where it's coming from and where it's going to. There's a crescent moon and either the sun or the full moon, I guess you could interpret it. There's also a tortoise and a hare, which I really like. From the Mind, Body, Spirit deck that my mom got in the mail and then she gave to me, it's an angel, and she has 2 vessels. One is clearly being poured into the other. And then in the Celtic Tarot, it's also an angel, or at least she has wings, again pouring from one into the other. But there is a sunrise or sunset, and I believe she's also in water. Yes, she's stepping into a river of some sort. This one, there is blue color in the bottom of it, but to me it doesn't look like a river. So I know that the ones you showed involved water, and the Celtic Tarot is the only one that I have that really shows that depiction. I really like seeing the different illustrations, and I loved that you showed several different decks in your video for that answer. So I just wanted to show you those. Okay, now I'm done. Bye.